Hey, welcome to the Relentless Positivity Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Martin, and I am a tech failure, but Joseph helped me out. So I got my guest on here today. He's a choreographer, he's a Broadway performer, he's a dance teacher, he's a fitness instructor, he knows about Zoom, and I'm thankful for that. Joseph, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Oh, man, the behind the scenes stuff.
Technology is still here. We are years later using Zoom, and it still surprises us left
That's
and right.
right,
Let me
man.
tell
But
you.
hey, we're here. We got to figure it out. So I mentioned some of your qualifications, but tell people kind
Yeah,
of some of your background, some of your accomplishments. That you got an amazing bio. It could be a podcast on itself. So you can just go over some of the highlights on that.
that makes it that makes me feel good on this Wednesday. So
Oh
yes,
yeah,
um, yeah. I mean, I've danced since I was a kid. So dance has always been a big part of my life. Creating, being creative. But I wound up when I was a kid, I did dance competitions, and that kind of was its own world. And my dream was always to be on Broadway, so I wound up moving to New York. I'm originally from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona, and wound up moving to New York. Big change from the desert to the East Coast. Let me tell
right.
you,
So are
but
dance
yeah,
moms a real thing? Are those a real thing? The dance moms?
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, so much that it became a TV show,
Yeah,
a big TV show on Lifetime. Yeah, and then I wound up working on that actually later on as a choreographer, off-camera choreographer, and that was its own thing. But
I bet.
I think the main thing is like, yeah, I wound up doing Broadway national tours. That was a dream of mine ever since I was a kid. I would see national tours in Phoenix at the Cammage Auditorium, and I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. So to complete those dreams was really exciting. And long story long, my husband and I wound up moving from New York to LA. And being from Arizona, LA was not new to me. Like I had always come to California, but for sure, my husband, it was a new adventure. He's from Massachusetts,
Okay, slightly
and
different then. Yeah.
yeah, so he only been there one time, but we wound up moving there for him to go to law school, and that's when things really started to change and shift. And wound up doing a musical in Vegas, but I started choreographing more, and which kind of was a door that just kind of kept opening. Did worked on Dance Moms. And I've done many different things, but overall, the thing that I love is sharing the love and the magic and the power of dance and music, fitness. There's many layers to it, and it's hard to put in one little thing, but overall, it's really helping people take care of themselves in a way that is for longevity.
Absolutely. Yeah. So my whole thing is I'm a fitness guy too. So it's just finding a way that you enjoy moving your body that you'll do on a regular basis. So that's what I love about
Hmm.
what you do. You're finding that niche that people go, hey, if you like to dance, you can get in great shape. You ever seen a dancer that's not in great shape? Probably not, right? It's awesome exercise. That's great that you can find that avenue for people. So, you've done a
Yeah.
ton of. I mean, you kind of got to the top on Broadway. So, which one made you the most proud of all those? Which would you say?
I mean, there's all of them hold a special place. Every moment holds a special place in my heart. I think that's the thing that I continue to want to do is the memories of it all. Just it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
when you have your Broadway debut, you only get one Broadway debut. And that one moment is a moment I will never forget. I will never forget standing in Times Square and being like, "Oh my gosh, this is happening!" Excited, terrified. But like those, you only get one of those moments, and I continue to try and I want to create more and more moments for the rest of my life in many different ways. It doesn't always necessarily, it doesn't have to be New York. It can be
Right.
the different, it's following our dreams. I think
Sure.
that's the thing too. I know that I dreamed of being in New York on Broadway, but like you said, what works for you? What is your heart telling you to do and what is your dreams? And I really try to, I know that dance has helped me complete my dreams in many different ways. It doesn't even mean that it's dance related even, but dance seems to always movement seems to help me kind of understand myself a little bit more and help
Sure.
face my fears in a way and take care of myself too, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great, man. So when you step on that stage first time on Broadway, I mean, are
Mhm.
you super
Terrified.
super nervous? And then when you start going, it's just muscle memory, or were you just freaked out for the first few minutes and then you got into it?
Yeah, well, I came in as a replacement in the show, so the show was already going,
Oh man.
and I remember I had been in New York for 6 months, and I was working at the Ritz Carlton Spa. I remember that, and I actually really liked working at the spa there, and but I was busy to say the least, and I had a call back for the show, and wound up going in, and they wanted me to come see the show, and it was for a replacement. So long story long, I got the show, but when I got the show, it was after my callback, and I immediately had to go to the theater to start rehearsal. So I had to quit my job
Oh, wow.
at the Ritz-Carlton Spa, which they were not happy about. But I had to do that, and I had 6 days to learn the show. So I was so green and I was so new. I think I was like 21 at the time, and I just had a lot of learning to do. But it was exciting, terrifying. I had 6 days, so I had 6 days to learn the track, be ready, song, costume, everything, and working with the cast that has some of them had done like 10 Broadway shows already. So I
Oh,
was
wow.
slightly intimidated, but I will never forget it. I have clear images and memories in my head of, standing on stage with the dance captain about to go on for my opening night, and just like all these emotions, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Anything in the
That's
world.
awesome. That's what life's
Yeah,
about, man. Making memories,
mhm,
right? Yeah, no one can
definitely.
take those away from you. That's a great memory right there. So, how many
Yeah.
hours a day were you putting in? So, you got 6 days to get ready. I mean, you are like 12-hour days getting ready, 14-hour days.
No, 8 hours. You got 8 hours a day.
Okay.
Like I think 8 hours. Yeah. And but it's a lot of, I would go home and practice, I go home and immediately practice, try to remember choreography, blocking. Again, I was new. I would say I was newish, a little green. So I know I, that was my, fast track into learning how things really worked. And,
That'll do it, man.
yeah, and yeah. So when I went on opening night, I remember there was a Jamba Juice, so I went to go to Jamba Juice in Times Square to get like a wheat shot, like just to keep my energy up.
Yeah.
And then I went to the theater, but I stood outside. This is the Palace Theater in Times Square, and I stood out in Times Square and was like, "Oh my gosh, it's here! The day is here. I've dreamed of this since I was a kid," and but my heart, and it's always good to have a healthy dose of fear. I think as I've gotten older, I've had to remember that, like, there's a healthy way of doing it, but then there's also, it is good to say, ooh, I feel my heart pounding, and I'm scared. It's to say I'm scared, and that's okay.
I'm not gonna lie, man. My heart rate's a little bit raised right now, just thinking about if I had to be in your shoes, just thinking about being in Times Square about to go down. Oh my God. That's really made me jack my heart rate up a little bit. I was nervous for you.
Oh, that's why I think there's some. That's why I have such vivid memories
Yeah.
of the moment. But that's you only get one of those nights. Again, that is your Broadway debut and the cast made it so amazing. They gave me cards, and everybody was really excited because they know that you're going to be making that memory that you will have for the rest of your life, and that's the moment that all of us, musical theater nerds, work for. But yeah, I know. And after that, it was just more of really creating memories in a new way. I feel like my heart has always said, okay, you did that, check it off the list, and let's move on to the next. And I stayed in New York for about 7 years, and then I wanted to do a national tour. I've always dreamed of that, and that I wound up doing the national tour of Greece, and was basically on the road for like 2 years. That
Oh
was a
wow.
whole experience, traveling the U.S. and going to every state, almost every state possible. I've never seen all of the United States, and it was amazing to see so many places across this country that I had never visited before. So what a really cool opportunity. A little exhausting, to say the least, living in
Sure.
hotels across the country, but seeing Portland and San Francisco and the middle of the country. And I mean, we went everywhere, but it was like 2 years of that. But yeah, it was just another experience. Like, check it off the list. Okay, what's next?
Yeah. So would you wake up and be like, all right, what city am I in? Or where am I?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm like, can I get food? Like, is there somewhere where I can get food? And especially if you can't, you're like, oh God, or you're dealing with hotel. I one thing I did learn was sleeping with the sound machine. So hotels are, some of the walls are a little thin,
Yeah.
and so I wound up starting to sleep with the sound machine, and I can't sleep. This is years ago. I was on this tour. I just always need a sound machine now because of it. I've tried to break that and I can't, but it's, whatever. It's a sound
Yeah,
machine.
it's not bad. That's it. Yeah, if that's the worst thing that happened, that's not bad, right?
Yeah,
So,
right. Yeah.
so let me ask you this. People, they are kind of familiar with what a dancer does, but what's something that people kind of misunderstand about what the dancing life is like?
I think sometimes I've heard like, oh, like that it can't be a real job, and don't get me wrong, like that it is definitely, you are athletic as a dancer. It takes your whole life work. Like I've danced since I was a kid, and I think, yeah, it's something that you have to really devote yourself to, and you have to really love it if you want to do it professionally. In my opinion, like it is something that you better love. You better love being sore. You know how it is. Like it was, especially with working out all the time.
Yeah.
You're constantly. It's just like it's inevitable. You're going to be sore, or you're in those days you don't want to go. But I think overall is the love, and you can feel that when you watch a dancer on stage. You can feel when that love. That's what's so magical about performing in general. Even when you watch actors in a TV show or a movie, you can feel their love for their craft and their art, because if you're connected to it, that means that it's all connecting together. And that's the magic of the arts. The United States is really in a way is really big on the arts. It could be better in our school systems, but overall, like we are, I mean, you think about Hollywood, our TV shows, our movies, like we believe in art because that's art. But and with Broadway and with theaters in our states. So yeah, I'm a big believer in what the arts can do for us as a whole. But it's not just dance to me. It's music. It's all these things that we now have so much access to in a way. Especially with music, like you just go on your iPhone or whatever device, and you have thousands of songs.
Whatever
available
song
to
you want, right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and the days of not having that, or the evolution of music is thousands and thousands of years to get it to where it is today. And I'm always fascinated by that, because today, yeah, like, oh, who do I want to listen to now? The evolution to get it there is incredible, and that's really the magic of music and of creating.
Sure, man, that's cool. So, what keeps you inspired? I mean, you said there's days you wake up and you just don't feel like doing it. If there's anything like that, but what gets you going? What gets you inspired to go out there?
Um, I love helping. I love helping people. Especially now, I love sharing what I've learned through. There's there is. I always say magic because it feels like it, but like there's magic in sharing all of this together. I think, and I know that that's especially with like 5, 6, 7 Broadway, like what I do, teaching, choreographing. I love helping people. It's really
Hmm.
helping people to take care of themselves, especially now after everything we've been through with the pandemic. And
Absolutely.
there's a lot to get out. There's a lot of, a lot of people were stuck, or just there's so many things that we need to really find ways to take care of ourselves. And I know dance is really one of those. So if dance is calling you to your heart's like, I've always wanted to dance. I'm telling you, there's no better day but today. And just keep trying it, see what you connect with, like you said in the beginning too. And there's something for everyone. There's something out there. Just continue to try to figure it out and see what works for you. Dance has always worked for me.
Yeah.
But I do love other things as well to help take care of myself. But I for sure know, ever since dancing since I was a kid at 7, what the benefits are. I remember the days I did not want to go to dance class, and then I would go anyways, and the amazing time I would have going to class. And I would not be sitting here if it weren't for dance. I would not. It is something that has kept me going when it has been really tough. It is something that has helped me understand myself when I did not understand myself. And when I was scared and terrified, it's helped me work through anxiety. It's helped me work through depression, for me, and I do not take that lightly. So that is what motivates me I want to share that message and help people in any way I can, get that out there to as many people as possible. That's
Yeah.
why I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah, you just got to find your thing, right? And you found that at an early age. It's glad you found that. So you mentioned it. So Broadway 5, 6, 7. Tell us everybody what they, in case they haven't heard of it. They need to though.
Yeah. So I created a dance fitness class called 5, 6, 7 Broadway, which is a dance fitness class to Broadway music. And like I said, I've always dreamed of being on Broadway, but and complete doing all these things, I really wanted to bring something to have for people to have a workout experience for adults. I don't think adults get enough fun things in
Right.
life. I
Yeah.
think it's always like, oh well, Broadway theatrical, like it's for kids. No, it's for it's for adults too, and we need to keep that childlike fun alive, because that helps us refuel. So when I creating this class, it was more just creating a fun experience to exercise, something for everyone of all ages, for adults. And I have people in my class from 18 to 75. I do virtual classes now. Virtual classes became a thing. I created a workout video prior to the pandemic, and that was really great. Stuff on YouTube. But yeah, it's all at 567broadway.com. So if you ever have any questions or if you're curious about it, 567broadway.com. And then if you ever have any questions for me too, please do not hesitate to reach out. In this day and age, it is so easy to contact people.
Yeah. So how important are jazz hands in the Broadway? Is that a big part of the
Joe,
the
I like
ski?
that. Yeah, I mean, jazz hands are everything.
Yeah, I
Jazz
mean, I
hands
use
are
them I do fitness class. I throw some jazz hands. I mean, you need to every now and then, right?
Yeah, well, you need to have fun. Jazz, there's something
Yeah.
about jazz hands, or people like to say spirit fingers,
Yeah.
that are just as fun. And I think that's the most important thing is, don't get me wrong, we have to, life has many things that we have to concentrate on, but we need to have fun as well, and we deserve fun.
Yeah.
It helps us refuel by laughing, by having some jazz hands in your workout.
Right.
It helps you just laugh off the things. Life will be there. Don't get me wrong. It will
Right.
be waiting for you after class, but you'll be so much more stronger if you can just laugh and have some fun, sweat, move. And obviously your body needs you to take care of it and get that heart rate up a little bit, or
Right. It's a
do
magic
those
combination,
squats.
right? Yeah, it's a magic combination. If you can sweat and smile and laugh together, and I dare you to do some jazz hands to somebody. See if you both don't smile, right? If you jazz hands, you're both gonna smile. That's a
Someone might
guarantee.
not smile, Joe. Someone's,
That's true. Well, you don't want those people in your life. Those are people you avoid. If they don't do the jazz hands, you avoid them. So,
I'm gonna put
um,
that on a t-shirt.
I mean, you've accomplished a lot already. So, what do you got your sights set on next? What's to the future for you?
I really listen to the universe and kind of listen to the signs that are happening around me. But for me in my heart, and continue to follow my heart. But I really, to get the message out there as much as possible, to find fun ways to do that, and not only just with class, but with other outlets, to take 567 Broadway through and get that message. This world's a big place, and I am working on stuff to really get that message out there and to inspire people to get up and move. My heart is still doing. I mean, I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and I'm still very much inspired to continue to do that and find different ways. And it's a roller coaster ride.
Right.
And I'm
Sure.
excited. I'm in this moment. I am excited for that. But here we are 10 years later after starting this, and I am still very much motivated for that.
Yeah, if you're still fired up by 10 years, it's
I think,
it's inside.
I think it's meant to be.
Yeah, that's right. So we share a hero in common. So you and I are both Richard Simmons fans. So tell people in case they don't know, maybe they know who he is, but tell them why he's so important to fitness
Oh my
and the
gosh.
world beyond.
If people don't know him, then I'm gonna feel real old. But
Oh,
I mean, it's been a moment since Richard Simmons has shown his face. The interesting thing, well, let me explain Richard Simmons. If anybody doesn't know
Yeah.
Richard Simmons, I mean, Richard Simmons is the iconic '80s aerobics. He was the one that Jane Fonda, like creating, and he's so authentic and so himself. But he's helped so many people exercise, and he created his workout videos. Those are the iconic workout videos,
Yeah.
the VHS of the time. But it really went around the world, and he's inspired so many. But I wound up in Beverly Hills because I'm in Los Angeles. But his old studio, someone wound up taking it over. This is about 5 years ago now. And I wound up opening that new studio, and it was amazing to be in his space. And I would just be like, oh my gosh, so many people have danced in here, and so many people have cried and laughed and all the things, and really taken care of themselves. So it was a really beautiful thing. But Richard Simmons, if you don't know, just go on YouTube and you'll be like, what is this magic? He really has, for decades, was really helping people, and still even continues. His videos still continue to do that.
He's amazing, man. The energy he brought and the lives he changed, like you talked about, man. It's
So
someone,
much energy.
I mean, this is 2022 and we're still talking about it. And someone just bought me this the other day, a bobblehead of Richard Simmons.
So you
He's
really
still
do like Richard, like you are a Richard Simmons fan.
Oh man. Yeah, so today's my birthday, right? So
Happy birthday.
thank you,
Oh my
by the
gosh.
way. And
That's
all I
awesome.
wanted is for someone to get me Richard Simmons on a podcast or talk to
I
him or something.
know.
That's my
I
goal in
know.
life, is to be able to
I
talk,
know.
because like you said, he's been missing for a few years, but
He's been missing well, I think he took a well-needed break. Decades. I mean, this man has been working for decades. A lot of energy, like you said. He has
Yeah,
put so much energy, and I think he was like, "Listen, I need time for myself now,"
yeah.
which well deserved. But yeah, and if I will for sure, if I have any little birds here in LA say something, I will for
That's
sure
my
say,
guy.
"Listen, Richard needs to be on Joe's podcast."
Hey, man, he's one of the forefathers. He's what made fitness more accessible to everybody, right? And
Did
that's what you're
you?
looking for.
So you really grew up watching? Did you watch Richard when you were younger?
Yeah, he was around on the TV and stuff when I was growing up, and
Yeah.
as I've become, a fitness professional and doing, I just look back and be like, it's amazing. You see
Yeah.
how many people he was able to reach, millions and millions of people, just
Yeah.
by, like you said, being authentically himself and
Yeah.
making it accessible. You don't have to be, this super fit person to work out. You can be whatever you look like and however you are, just and do your thing and have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I really loved about his workout videos and was an inspiration for the workout video that I did, is that showing all different types of amazing humans. I think so there's can be so much like this is the ideal body, or this, especially in fitness, it's like this is the ideal body. Everybody is different.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful and that's amazing. Not one is better than the other, as long as we are taking care of ourselves, that we're doing it right. And Richard, for sure, I'm not even going to say Simmons, I'm calling Richard.
Hey, there you go.
Richard for sure was somebody that elevated everyone, everyone, and everybody was welcome, and that was such a beautiful thing to watch. And that's even for me with my workout video, it's my students from class that are in the workout video. And because those are the real stars, they are the real, being real is good. Being real is good.
Yeah.
That's the real star at the end of the day.
And that's what keeps you in the game for super long. If you're a fake, people are going to
Definitely.
find out eventually. But he kept in there for
Definitely.
so long. So I mean, I,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on. They need to go check out your workouts and just Google this man right here. He's gone viral several different times. He's got some really fun videos. You got to go check out. So what's been your favorite one? Your viral videos? You've got several million views. So
Oh, we during the pandemic, my husband and I wound up creating. It was just creating, just because we were bored and like,
yeah,
gosh darn it, can we have some sanity? And we wound up creating these thing called dance competition entrances, because I grew up in the dance competition world, and it wound up going viral, which I would have never thought. So if you go on TikTok, you'll see it has nothing to do. My TikTok has nothing to do with 567 Broadway at all, but it does show how I like to create and have fun. But TikTok is one of those platforms where you're like, woo. But if you go on there, you'll be like, oh, yeah, okay. And you'll see all the different. You'll be like, if you don't know the dance competition world, you might be like, what is he doing? But for sure, the U.S. is big on dance competitions. I could get all into that. But go look at TikTok, and
yeah.
hopefully maybe it will make you smile and giggle.
For sure. It's like jazz hands. It'll definitely make you smile and laugh. That's what you're looking for. So yeah, go check that out. I'm going to link all his information in the show notes and all that good stuff. So you can click on it, go right there. Hey, Joseph, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for what you're doing out in the world, spreading positivity, spreading fitness, spreading dance, all that good vibes out there, jazz hands, all that stuff. So keep up the good work, man. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it.
All right, you guys go out there and share this episode with somebody that needs some smiles, some laughter, some good vibes in their life. Get out and share that, and you follow Joseph. Keep up with him if you need some more good vibes in your life. And somebody get us both in connection with Richard. He says, "I'm with you, man. It's Richard now from here
We're
on
gonna make
out."
this happen,
That's
Joe.
it.
We're putting it out there. I like it.
It's
You're
gonna
Joe.
happen.
I'm Joseph. I love
There
it.
you
There
go.
you go.
The triumphant. All three of us will be together, man. Well, hey, thank you so much. Keep up the good work, and we will talk to you later, Joseph.
Thank you, Joe.